let me know if this sounds familiar. You sit down to record, you plug in your guitar, you plug in a microphone, you go to record, and you go back later and you find out that you have clipped your vocals. Or worse, your guitar sounds like trash. Well, maybe it's not you, maybe it's your interface. And if your gear gets in the way of your music, then who's really in charge? You or your interface? Musicians, singers, producers, we've all been trained to think that the interface is the heart of our setup. But the truth, most interfaces are designed for engineers, not for creators. And the More You system that we'll be talking about today quietly challenges that assumption. We're going to unpack why this seemingly simple interface isn't just another recording box. It's a philosophy of taking back control without adding complexity. And if you stick around, you'll understand why the upgrade trail you've been stuck on is optional. Now, the More You unit is not just another USB interface. It's an expandable personal monitoring and recording ecosystem built around, yes, you. You can start with 2 inputs and expand up to 24 channels without replacing your system using expansion units like the 2X, 4X, and the 8X. But the real beauty? Every musician gets direct control of their own monitoring mix and reverb in real time without reaching for a phone app or begging the engineer in the other room to tweak your levels. If you've been involved in any kind of rehearsals, you know that they typically involve messy cabling, digital mixers, routers, and the endless dance of, can I get more guitar in my ears? Now, with the More You system, each musician has their own hub connected by a single XLR. This allows you to control what you hear in the mix and even dial in reverb if you should so desire, while still hearing the group's live mix. Now, how does this eliminate frustrations? Well, there's no headphone mixes that you have to dial in for each individual person. There's no delays, there's no frustration, you just have music. Now, it goes without saying, too, that most interfaces actually become obsolete as your setup grows. Maybe you start out with a 2-channel interface, but then you want to go into miking a drum set, and now you have to try to upgrade to do that. Well, you won't have to do that with the More You system. Likewise, complexity is completely eliminated from the equation because you can start recording within 5 minutes using a simple 12-step quick start method. And as your band expands or your studio scales, you simply just add more units, making a consistent workflow and sound quality that's baked in. Some of the simplicity that I'm speaking of is due to features like auto gain per channel, which ensures that your inputs match your loudest performance sections automatically. Yes, even for the singer who suddenly remembers to project during the chorus. Again, I know I've already stated this, but I have to re-emphasize the fact that the More You system allows you, the individual, to control your headphone mix under your control alone. You also can adjust your instrument and mic levels without affecting anyone else that's connected to the More You ecosystem. Now, while most systems force a single engineer to manage everyone's mix, the More You system decentralizes control and empowers each musician without creating this chaos that typically happens in most studio sessions. Now, over the past 20 years of doing what I do, I've spoke with studio owners, I've spoke with multi-platinum engineers who have worked in high-pressure situations, and I've spoke with session musicians who are working professionally on songs that you've probably even heard on the radio. Every one of them come back to this central theme that centralized control by a sound engineer is the only professional way. However, the lesser held perspective is that musicians can manage their own in-ear mixes when given intuitive tools. Now, does this challenge the norm? Absolutely, but here's why this matters. Direct monitoring with a more used system bypasses latency and empowers the individual to hear exactly what they need, not what someone else thinks that they need. This is going to help you to produce better sounding takes because they're going to feel more in the moment. Now, the beautiful thing about this approach doesn't eliminate engineers. It actually frees them to focus on recording quality while musicians can handle their own personal needs. Now, another awesome feature of this is more used gender reversed XLR More port system, which ensures safety while carrying power and audio, supporting up to 275 feet between each unit. Extension is seamless, and color-coded LED indicators allow you to know exactly who's on what channel in the session. No confusion, no chaos. Add to that MIDI, ADAT, and advanced DAW routing for post-plugin monitoring and built-in talkback systems, and you get a system that grows and adapts while staying familiar. So after using this for quite some time, I can definitely say the More You system is more than just another product. It's a tool to eliminate friction between you and your creativity. It's about reclaiming your space as a musician, removing the technological noise, so to speak, and focusing on your craft without unnecessary complexity. And it might just help you to find joy in rehearsing and recording again. Okay guys, well remember the products that I showcase on this channel are for home studio owners to help simplify the complexities of the home studio, and I feel like this product will definitely do that. Not only is it affordable, but it's very useful and user-friendly. If you found this product review useful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, remember that we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together, we can achieve so much more.